What is up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is James and I like to talk about web development. And today I'm going to be building a website. This is a website for myself. It's going to be a real website. I'm building a website for a product that I call it product, but I'm not selling it. A project that I recently created, which is a GUI, a graphical user interface for Lando. So Lando is a local web development or a local development environment. You can use it for all sorts of things. I only use it for WordPress. It's great. It works, but it is completely terminal command line based. There's no GUI. And that drives me nuts because creating new websites in Lando is arduous. It's just a pain. It's a lot of typey, a lot of steps. It's annoying. So I made a GUI for it. And now I'm going to build a website for that GUI. And you're going to see me use the GUI in this video. That's not the point of this video, but you're going to see it. It's going to be the first thing we do is I need to create a new website. So I'm going to use the GUI to do that. And then we're going to get into the build. Of course, I'll be building on WordPress. I'll be using Etch and I'll be using Automatic CSS. None of this comes as any shock to anybody who's watched my channel before. So let's go ahead and get started. So using the GUI is pretty easy once you've installed it, which you can do by doing npm install -g Lando GUI. I already have it installed, so it's probably going to give me the message that, yeah, I don't know. I was expecting it to say something like nothing updated, but whatever. It's already installed. Once it's installed, you just do Lando GUI, and that fires it up, and you can visit localhost 3000. And now I have a GUI. So these are all the sites I've already created. I'm just going to come up here, click create site. We're going to call this new, well, we'll say website or Lando GUI, whatever. WordPress, we'll bump it up to 8.3. That's fine. That's fine. We'll enable phpMyAdmin just in case we need that for some reason. And that's it. Now, if you've ever used Lando to create a website, you know what's involved. It's a lot. I just personally feel like what I just did is 1,000 times better than the standard traditional Lando experience. So call me lazy if you want. I know a lot of people just really feel smart using the command line. It makes them feel like a real developer. Whatever. I'm too old for that nonsense, man. Ain't nobody got time for all that. So everything looks good despite these scary MySQL errors. Those always happen. But I believe everything is going smoothly so far. Let's see what happens. Nope, that's an old site. Let's click this link. There we go. It worked. So I'm going to come back here and click the WP admin link. And I believe it's just admin, which you can change that in the settings. You can choose what you want your default username and password to be. But yeah, here we go. We got a website spun up like that. Super easy, right? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we're going to build a website for what you just saw. Let's go ahead and get set up. I won't blame anybody for skipping ahead in the video if you don't want to watch this. Pretty standard stuff. I am using the beta version of Automatic CSS because you have to if you're using Etch. The stable version 3.0 doesn't work with Etch. So if you're using Etch, you got to use Automatic CSS 4.0, which is in beta. And it's pretty stable, although sometimes you do run into some things. All right, so just don't be surprised if during this build we run into a quirk here and there. But for the most part, it's pretty stable. I'm using it on several websites, live production websites. So if you can handle a few quirks, then you can use a beta product, you know? Where were we? We need the theme. Last thing we got to upload here. Let's see, where's the theme? I just downloaded it. There it is. All right, now let's get some license keys in here. I'm going to do that off camera just in case. I don't think it exposes them, but you know, can never be too careful, right? So just bear with me while I ramble a bit here and get license keys put in here. Yeah, that didn't expose anything. That's good. That's good, good, good. Let's go back. Let's get the plugin license. All right, and last but not least, let's grab the automatic CSS license. Get that in here. Save and activate. All right, everything is good to go. Didn't really need to do that off camera. It didn't expose anything, so that's good. But you never know. All right, what do we do? What do we do? We get to building. We're going to create a page called home, and we're going to set that as our home page. You guys have used WordPress, you know what's going on here. You know what I'm doing. You got to do this every time because WordPress still thinks it's a blogging platform for some stupid reason. If it was up to me, every new WordPress install would come with a homepage, and that would be set as the homepage. And if you don't want that, you can come in here and undo it. But literally 99.99%, I guarantee it, of websites are doing this. So just do that. Just do that by default, WordPress. Come on. Come on. All right, let's launch Etch. Right? We're ready for Etch. Yeah, we got everything installed. We got license keys. It's time to start building. All right, I always got to set up my setup. What do you call this? My workstation. The way I like to have this over here. I like to put my I've been putting my CSS over here the whole time. I've been considering maybe changing that, but for now I'm gonna keep, because I like having the CSS being nice and tall because it's cascading. I don't like it being all scrunched up down here. Kevin puts it down here right next to his HTML. I don't like that. And then I put my JavaScript over here, but then I hide it until I need it. Anything else I need to hide? Nope. We're going to keep everything. All right. So this is how I like to have things. We got a section. Now you're wondering, what am I actually building? Well, of course, you know, I had AI come up with something for me. And I just remembered I even saved it locally to my computer somewhere. Let me go find that. Actually, I think I put it in just my main folder, I think. Lando sites copy. No, where did I put this bad boy? I think I put it in the Windows area, not the Linux area. Oh my gosh, dude, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Well, you know what? We're just going to download it. Maybe that's where it was originally. Open. Yeah, perfect. Way overthinking this. All right, here's what AI came up with. I have not changed this at all. I'm not saying that I'm not going to change it at all. I think it intentionally went with this pinkish color because Lando uses pink. I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep it. I mean, for this build, I'll probably keep it that color just to make it simple. But in the future, I may change up the color scheme a little bit. But for the most part, I think it did a pretty good job. I forgot to check. Yep, it's pretty mobile responsive as well. Nice. Nice. So this shouldn't be that difficult. Shouldn't be difficult at all. I was going back and forth. Let's open this up and look at the code. Just out of curiosity's sake, right? I got to copy, and let's put it here so that VS Code can find it. File, open file, and it should be in here somewhere. Is it this one? Yep, AI Studio Code. Okay. So here's the HTML that the AI bot came up with. Here's my CSS. I didn't ask it to use BEM or anything. Yeah, I mean, I could. How lazy do I want to be with this, you know? I mean, I could No, I'm going to build it the fun way from scratch, but I could just copy this literally. I mean, I'll show you what I could do if I wanted to. I'm just going to copy this section and I'm going to paste it in here. And then I'm going to just grab, for now, just this whole style sheet. And I could come here, add a style sheet. I'll create a new one so I can just delete it. And whatever. Paste that in. Like, see that? I could do that for this whole website. And look how fast it would be. There's a header. So I would put that in my templates, edit, drop in a section, bring it up. No, bring it up here. Boom, there's my header. This is kind of wild. Home section. Stop trying to go inside the other section, bro. There's our hero section. I mean, we go look at the front end and there's our website, dude. I seem to be missing some CSS for some reason for the header. But like, this is kind of, you know, kind of crazy that I could build the website this way. And that's my fault. Oh my, okay. Hold control and it makes it a sibling. I'm doing the whole thing just because I just want to show like how crazy this is. If you get an AI bot that can pump out a website that you actually like, it's pretty crazy. Look at that. It's not perfect for whatever reason. I wonder if it's because I need to put these some of these styles in that style sheet, the root stuff. Let's get that out of here and put that in here. I don't know if that matters. I kind of feel like it shouldn't matter. Yeah, that didn't matter. So I'm just missing something. Some styles. Is it using something else? Huh. That's interesting. I don't know why. So on the other version, what do we got going on in here? We got this nav links, margin left, nav links. Our links display inline by default, I think. So I wonder what's going on with these. It must be some kind of Etch or automatic CSS reset. So, but anyways, I mean, it got me 99% of the way there. Just copying and pasting took me like a minute. That's kind of crazy. That's not how I'm going to build this website. Because that's not what you're here for. You're not here to watch me just copy and paste stuff, right, from an AI bot. So we're going to delete everything we just did. We're going to delete this style sheet. There we go. Starting from scratch to build this. Okay. Now, do we want to just do auto grid for this? Probably. You're like, what's auto grid? Well, auto grid is just like it sounds. It's a way of adding a grid that is automatically responsive. So if I come into this section and I throw in, we'll throw in a div inside this container and then another div. Inside this first div, we're just going to have a heading with some text and a div. And inside that div, we're going to have 2 buttons. All right. CTAs, CTA, CTA, heading, lead, hero, I don't know, content, hero, video, wrapper. Inside there's going to be a video, so probably an iframe. Hero video. Probably don't need to put the word hero. It's going to be a little redundant because this is going to be hero section, section, hero section container. All right. So I'm really bad at BEM, but I think the rule is, since none of this stuff is going to be like reused, none of it is its own separate thing. It's all part of the hero section. I think what I can do, I think I'm going to take the word hero out. We're going to experiment because I think the BEM is going to put hero section container content. So it doesn't need to say hero section container hero content. And I think the same goes for this video wrapper. I'm going to take the word hero out of these. And maybe I don't even need, we're going to try to learn something. I'm putting hero in the section and I'm not putting the word hero anywhere else. Let's see how much sense this makes when I auto BEM. Let's see what we get. So we got hero section, section container. So I probably could have just left this alone as container. Yeah, hero section content, hero section heading, hero section lead, CTAs. This is all fine for me. Maybe this isn't technically proper BEM. Whatever. It's fine. It's good enough for me. The only thing is I think I'm going to just call this hero section container instead of hero section container. Yeah, cool. Cool. We got our structure. So we're going to go over here and we're going to use a little feature of Etch and Automatic CSS. They both do this, I believe, called recipes, where I'm going to type question mark and I'm going to type auto grid. And I want 2 columns, not 4. So I'm just going to go like that. And there we go. We have 2 columns. Look at all that CSS I did not have to write. I could have just done a basic grid, sure, but this is auto grid. So at some point, look at that, it goes down to 1 column for me automatically. I don't like that aggressiveness, so I'm going to drop it down to like 0.5 so it doesn't switch quite as quickly. Yeah, there we go, auto grid. I typed question mark auto grid and I got all this code that I didn't have to type. So thank you, Etch team, for that. Manage your Lando sites with ease. All right. Install now. I don't know what that button's going to do. View on GitHub. Install now is not going to work, I don't think. Can you add a button on a website that runs an NPM command? That seems like that shouldn't be allowed if it is. Because that's how you install this, is you run npm install. So I don't know, I probably won't have an install now button. I need to brainstorm a little bit. I probably should just put a little instruction here that says to install, add this to use this command in your terminal, like this right here. So, or maybe this button just takes you down to this section. I think that's what I'll do. Click this button and it just takes you down to that section. I just realized I've been looking at and pointing at stuff on a screen you can't see. Here's what I'm talking about. This install now button. I was thinking about removing this, but now I think what I'm going to do is when you click on this, it's going to scroll down and take you here. Because this shows you how to install it either via NPM or if you want to clone it via GitHub. Are these instructions even correct? Git clone, cd. Yep, these are correct. Cool. Good job, AI. Good job. Okay, so we got the structure for this in place. Let's start to maybe style it. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is a pink color and this background is also a pinkish color. And I'm thinking with the way Automatic CSS handles colors that I might be able to just make this my primary. And then this might be like a primary ultra light or something like that. So that's what I'm going to try. First, I'm going to grab this color. Oh, look, they called it primary. Very similar to what I'm about to call it. I think Automatic CSS just calls it primary. So we'll go to ACSS, palette, primary, click on this, and put in my pink color and save. And see what it does is it gives me all these options. So I think I'm going to use, first of all, let's go like this. Oh, that doesn't pop up when ACSS is open. Aha, shortcuts are enabled again. Okay. ACSS being open kind of disables some of your shortcuts, apparently. BTN, how does this work? Is it just primary? Yep. Except that's not really my primary color. Did I do something wrong? That's like a gross version of the primary color. Yeah, what is that? Did I do for some reason hitting enter changed that. This is what I'm talking about with oh, I didn't save that. That's frustrating. That's hilarious. Yeah, that is not the color that I'm putting in, dude. Unified lightness is enabled in palette options. Can I please just get the color that I want? There we go. Thank you. That was weird. That was weird. All right, now I got to rebuild this. But we can do it much faster this time. Div, heading text, div, link, and we'll throw in an iframe in here. Your section, content, lead. Is this our, no, this is CTAs, CTA, video wrapper, video. Create BEM classes. All right. Hero section container. Now save, because I don't want to be an idiot again. Auto grid, columns 2, aggressiveness 0.5 instead of 0.7. Let's do .btn - primary, and that makes it a primary button. And that looks like it's actually the right color this time. This one is going to be .btn primary, but also .btn outline. Yeah. CTAs, we're going to come over here and use this fun little mini GUI, they call it, and add a little gap in there. And for some reason that gap's not working. Oh, because this isn't a flex box or a grid yet. So let's do flex row. This content gap is a little too much. So if we find it again down here, do I have any other options in here? I do have, and look, you can see in real time what it's going to look like. So content gap is the smallest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say divided by 2. It used to, there we go. And it auto wraps it in a calc for me. So now I got just a little bit smaller of a gap. I didn't want that much of a gap in there, you know. Speaking of gap, this whole div needs something. Let's do display flex column and let's give it a gap by clicking on that. There we go. I don't have a video yet. I'm going to record a video for YouTube. It's just going to be, I already did a video, but it was like this kind of video. I'm going to do more of just a short sort of marketing video, just how to use it. Very concise. And so I'm going to put that here, but I don't have it yet. For this, I think I want to do align items. So do I want to do align items center? Or actually, I want to do this one, right? No, not spaced evenly center. Yeah, and then that's kind of it. Oh, I need to put my text back in there. There we go. And I can worry about fonts and stuff later. I don't even know what font I'm going to use. What font? Oh, weird. My what font Chrome extension doesn't work on like a local HTML file. See this? Normally you click on this and then you can see what fonts are, but it doesn't seem to be working on a local file. It's interesting. Oh well. It looks like a pretty basic font too. Is it in here anywhere? Under body, maybe? Font family? Oh, it's just enter. Yeah, we'll see. I'll experiment later with some free Google fonts, you know, and I'll pick something pretty similar to this, I think. So next section, here's what the next section looks like. Another pretty simple one. We're going to have a heading and a grid. We're going to have some little animations in there, a little subtle transform. And so we're going to create some cards. We're going to use the Automatic CSS card framework. But as usual, let's go ahead and get the structure in there first. So that's new, man. I swear it didn't used to do that. It used to not put sections inside other sections. It just wouldn't do it because it's like, why would you do that? But now it does it, and it's annoying. If you hold Control on the keyboard, it will force it to be a sibling of whatever you have selected. So I could stop being lazy and just make sure I do that. Here we go. What do we want? Inside the container. Do we put the heading inside the container? Does the container have... So the container is, it has a margin, doesn't have any... I mean, what would happen if we just put it... I'm going to experiment. I'm going to come up here and drop a heading and put it outside the container. Yeah, I think that actually makes sense. So let's go here and put in a heading. And then inside the containers is, our container will be the grid. So we'll put a div. Inside that div, we need an image, we need a heading, and we need text. And what are we going to call this section? We're going to call this section features section. Heading container. What is this? This is a card. Now this is one of those things where it's like technically I could maybe want to use a card like this somewhere, you know, somewhere else other than right here. And so, you know, you'd be tempted to do a lot of things. You'd be tempted to possibly make it a component. You'd be tempted to put a little more thought into the BEM naming because maybe you don't want to call it features section card because maybe it's not always going to be in the feature section. It might be a card that you would drop somewhere else. But at the same time, it is a feature card. So maybe I just want to like specifically, you know, give it its own sort of class system outside of this feature section. I'm saying all that for your benefit, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that because this really is just going to be a very basic landing page. And I'm not going to use these cards anywhere else. And if I do, you know what? Who cares? It's not going to be that big of a deal if it has a class that maybe doesn't quite make sense. So I'm just going to call this card. And then I believe based on our earlier experiment, it will get the class of features section __ card. Good enough for me. The container, however, I think I'm going to rename this to grid because it is the grid. All right, figure. We're going to call this icon wrapper. Wrapper. And we'll call this icon So will this, now here's the problem. This, I think, is going to get the class features section heading, when it probably should be like features section card heading, something like that. You know what I mean? Same thing with this. So let's just see what happens. I got everything in here I need. Yep, features section heading. Features section card. So I think it would be card dash dash heading. Is that how we do BEM? I don't know. And then this would be, if I'm correct about what I just said, then this would be card dash dash text. I don't know, man. Features section icon wrapper. Card dash dash icon wrapper. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. All right, this grid here, I think, do I want to do auto grid again? Sometimes I do auto grid and then I regret it and I change my mind later. Let's duplicate this card. And then it's going to go down to 2. Yeah, I think we just do auto grid for this too, man. I see no reason not to at this point. Let's go ahead and grab this class. We're going to need it to enable our card framework. Turn that on, go to options, paste in our class, hit save, and you're going to see these things change. Look at that. They're cards. Now, they don't look the way we want yet, but there's a lot of stuff that's been done to them, like border radius and some padding and some gap and all that stuff. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, so we're going to override some of that. And I'm trying to decide, because here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay. We have 2 kinds of cards on this website. Here's a card, and then here's these 2 cards. So how much do I want to do inside the global card settings? You know what I mean? Because whatever I do in here will apply to all cards, and then any cards that I want to be different, I'll have to override stuff. So maybe I use the global settings to achieve this look, and then when I create these cards, I override. Or maybe I don't even include these in the card framework. Maybe I just style these from scratch without using the card framework. You know? You know what I mean? I wonder what WWKD, what would Kevin do? I think he would try to stick to things that all cards will share for the global stuff, like the border radius looks like is the same. The problem with that is that's like the only thing that's the same. Maybe that and the gap. And so maybe I'll override stuff here instead of adding everything to the global settings. And if you're not sure how to override stuff, you can actually kind of cheat. If you just go look at the front end of your website after you have the card framework enabled, you can right click, inspect. We've done this a million times. Select the card and then come over here and you can see all the stuff that you could possibly want to override. So like the card text size, you can just override this variable on this instance of card. Same goes for all of these, right? The border width, the border style, the border color, the radius, the padding, gap, all sorts of stuff in here that we can override very simply. For example, there should be a background color in here somewhere. Yeah, background is card background. So if I look at our example website, the background color that we want is this. And do I want to make this one of my palette colors? It looks like we're using this blue in a couple different places. I'm going to call this, what am I going to call it? Base? Sure. Let's call it base. Whatever. I don't know what the difference is between base and and neutral and whatnot. I don't know. But we're going to use base because I think that's what this blue color is. And then, yeah, it goes to white when you hover. So it's this very subtle color, and then it turns white on hover. So now that I know, let's see, it was card background. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say dash dash card dash background. And I'm just going to say red so you can see, boom, look at that. It's overriding it. And I'll paste in, I'm going to use the variable, which was base. Not base dark, just base. There we go. There's our bluish color that we wanted. Very nice. And then on hover, we say card background white. There we go. And there's automatically a transition there, which is another feature of the card framework. So there's definitely advantages to enabling the card framework, even if you're thinking to yourself, well, you're doing all this work to override stuff, so why even bother? Trust me, it's worth it. It's doing stuff. It's adding this padding automatically. It's adding the gap automatically. It added that transition automatically. It's adding the border radius automatically. A lot of stuff that I just don't have to do. This image wrapper, I want to say it looks like it's a width of, let's see, 200 pixels? Nope. 100 pixels. Height 100 pixels. And then you be lazy and just do, but I'm not going to. We'll go to the image itself. Yeah. And we'll say width percent, height 100%, object fit cover. There we go. I don't know how much of that matters because these are little images. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to just save it. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's actually an icon. I forgot AI generated this thing. Let's try it. Let's just do it. Get rid of this. Features, section, icon. Okay, so it's tiny. Features. There we go. And then they must have done something. Yeah, they gave it a font size since it's an icon. There we go. There we go. And then what we do is probably, I don't think we need this stuff. What we do is on the wrapper, we probably want to do a display flex center. And then they had a background. It's the same pink color, I think. It might be a little bit darker. Does it change on hover? No. It's so very similar to that pink that I think I might just reuse the same pink. Background color, primary light, primary ultra light. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Border radius. Okay. So that's looking pretty close to what they got. I'm going to bump up my radius. Do I want to bump up my radius in general? I think borders. No. Where is it? Is it in here? Oh, additional radius option. Derp. Add radius automatically, inverted radius support, generate extra radius sizes. I do want that. But where? Oh, it's under border. All right. 10. 15. 10. Okay. That looks closer to my mockup. Here we go. All right, we need to take this border off the cards, which if we don't remember what the variable is, again, we can just check the inspect tool, come over here, where is it? Border. So card border width, I'll just make 0. Card border width 0. There, now there's no border. We do have a border when we hover though. So hover, we're going to say card border width 1 pixel, and we want the border color, which I'm guessing is just border color, card border color. Yep. So on hover, card border color is primary. Save. And it also transforms on hover a little bit. Hover, transform, so it goes up 5 pixels. The border changes, the background changes. Oh, and there's a box shadow. And there's no box shadow normally, but when you hover, there's a box shadow. So we'll grab that. We'll grab all this. This happens on hover. We don't need this. Okay, so on hover, it goes up 5 pixels and it adds a box shadow. There we go. The cards are more square, but that's just because there's actually content in them. So if I add some content and save, yeah. I think we need to limit maybe, well, yeah, the font size would be a little bigger as well. And we limit the width of the text. But as you can see, it's getting pretty close. This is what we have. Now, they don't actually have a transition on the background color or the border. So I could, I'm assuming that's also a variable in here. Transform, transition is just a variable of transition. For some reason, card transition is not defined, even though the card framework is on, but we can just use transition. So I'm going to transition 0. Except I do want to transition, I do want to transition on the transform. 0.3. Transition, transform. There we go. Save. Oh, that's not working. Is it overriding it? Feature section card, transition 0, transition transform. But on the front end, there's no transition on the card. Yeah, it's being overridden. So that's kind of weird, but if I go like that, there we go. All right, so now the background and the border change instantly, but the transform transitions 0.3 seconds. Okay. Now here's a question. Do I want to loop? Do I want to make this a loop? I mean, I could do it just for funsies, but for the purposes of this simple landing page, I don't know. Like how would I add a new feature? You know what? I'm going to loop it because I might add a new feature to this thing, and I want to add that feature. So I will do it via a custom post type, I think. I think that's easier than looping through a JSON object. What is this? Oh yeah, I forgot I created that that header template. All right, so let's install a custom post type plugin. I do have a lifetime license of ACPT, but what I'm about to do is so basic. I am just going to use the free version of ACF. I'm not going to need like repeater fields or anything like that. Post types. Let's create a post type called feature. And what do I want? Custom fields is already turned on. Okay, save changes. And then I just need one custom field, I think, for the icon, which would be a text field. Features, fields, text field, icon, and this applies to features, and save. All right, let's add a new feature. The title is one-click actions. The content is that. And then we're going to do that. And we'll see if this actually works. Okay, so let's dynamicify this bad boy. Where's the card? Right here. Let's delete, delete, wrap and loop. We're going to edit this posts. We're going to say post type. And that's it for that. Let's do feature, just so we can see data. So we're going to use title for the title. We're going to use content for, you guessed it, the content. And then there should be an ACF meta icon. Yeah, ACF icon to get that. Okay, so our loop posts, and then we have to say post type colon. And then do we put in parentheses feature? I think that worked. It's hard to tell because there's only one feature. So it's feature. This will tell us if it's working. We're going to come here and say feature.title. Yep, it's working. And here we're going to say feature.content. Can we do that? Yeah, but it needs to be a convert to raw HTML. Content equals feature content. Is that how that's supposed to render? Does it? I didn't think it did that. I mean, it's working on the front end, so that's fine. And then this is feature.acf.icon. Boom. Save. Killing it. Killing it. So now let's go add some more features. Add new feature. Wait, can I just highlight? And then, yeah. Publish. Publish. Look at that. Look at that. My order is off, but I can fix that later. Might as well just, since it's so fast and easy, we'll just go ahead and create these last three features. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. Our transition's working. Oh, yeah. Okay, next section. Do we have the right background color and everything? Oh, we need to add our pink background color to our first section real quick. Background color, and we're using primary ultralight. That's not ultra light enough. Primary ultra light. Huh. So what do I do then? If I can't just use a variation of primary, what is this? Yeah, ultra light. I thought that would do it. I would need to just pick another color, because this is what I'm going for. This very, very subtle, you can hardly see it, pinkish background. And this is what I got. It's definitely different. There's also tricks you can do. I need to figure it out, where you can modify this. I just don't know how. Like, you can add a transparency to this. I'll have to look that up later, I think. Yeah, we'll move along for now. We'll leave it at this color for the moment. Okay. So next section is right here. Easy peasy. Bing, bam, boop. This is ugly. Thanks AI for that. It's always like, you look at it and you're like, oh, this section looks pretty darn good. Hey, this looks really good. And then there's just some random thing where you're just like, what is this? I might not even put this here. I might put it somewhere else. Like, maybe I could go up here somewhere. I don't know. But it certainly isn't going to look like this. It's just ugly. Ugly, man. All right, let's do this. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's hold control, drop in a section, call this get started section. And we're going to drop in a heading. And inside this container will be 2 divs. This is going to have a heading. And is this an image? No, this is all text. So a div and then text. And this will be the same, except it doesn't have text. This is going to be one thing where I probably just copy and paste some styles. Ooh, there's also this. That'll be fun. I think that'll just be a pseudo element. That's it for structure, I believe. Well, there's going to be text inside this div, so I might as well just throw that in there. Okay. So section container. Call this grid NPM GitHub heading code wrapper code. Should have did this before I duplicated it. Okay. NPM card NPM card GitHub. Okay. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Option 1. NPM. Option 2. GitHub. Okay. I'm going to copy stuff. First of all, we're going to grab this. This is the code block. So for us, that's the code wrapper. Look at that. And then what do we probably got some spans in here? Oh, code. You know what? I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy this whole element. And then I just need to put that class back on it. Oops, forgot the period. Get rid of this code block. Okay. And rename this code wrapper again. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So what do they do? Do they put like a span on this text to make it look different? No, it's just in a code block, and they added some styles to the code block, so I can do the same. I'm going to have to do it in here, I think. Nest it. Code. Okay. Primary is color is just primary. There we go. Background color. Could use some more padding in there. Looks like they just use margin on the paragraphs. But yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe I do P margin block and 10 pixels. I don't know. Just to throw in a little bit of spacing there. Here's my code block. Save that. Grab this code block. Nope. This code block. Do. Bada bing, bada boom. P and code. Margin. How's that looking? Not bad. For some reason, this code block isn't getting a margin. That's weird. Code. Whatever. That feels like a job for future James to figure out. Oh, they've already got a BR. And then, but the margin's not working. Is that because there's a... That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. Huh. Weird. There's something about code blocks that makes margin not want to work. Interesting. I'll look that up later. That is research, and I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me do research. So let's give our grid a auto grid again, I believe. We're just going to do auto grid. Two columns. Yeah. Oh, let's add this card to our framework too. Getting started card. Getting started card. NPM. And then GitHub. In case I want to style them differently, which I don't think I want to, but I want them both to have the same card class. So I can easily just come over here to my cards, options, comma, paste that in, and now these are cards. So I should get some of that nice padding and spacing and all that fun stuff. Which looks pretty good, I think. Pretty much the same kind of padding as the other cards, same kind of spacing. I just need to make the background white. And I think it's white. Yep. There's a border color of this kind of grayish. Maybe this would be my, would this be my base? Again, I never know. I never know. Or neutral, I mean. Or do I just hard code it? Not everything has to be part of my color palette, you know? Somebody tried to explain the difference between base and neutral to me, and I feel like it made sense in the moment, and but I don't remember. I don't remember what the difference is. Let's see here. Our card, we wanted a background of white with a card. Let's put this at the top. Card border color neutral. Why are these oh. Also, I should probably do this as well, since there's a variable for it, card background. Yeah, card background white, border is that color. Card border color primary. Yeah. Save. I think it needs to be a little thicker. Are they just doing 2 pixels? Yep, 2 pixels solid. So that would be border size, card border size probably. Card border width, 2 pixels. So card border width, 2 pixels. Is the other border 2 pixels too, though? No, it looks like that's just a nice thin 1 pixel. Let's steal the box shadow. I don't know. Is there a variable for that? Box shadow is card shadow. There is one. All right. Card shadow. Not 100% sure I did that correctly. Card. Box shadow is card shadow. Card shadow is that. Oh, there is a, I do see a shadow on there. It's very subtle. We take it off. Yeah, it's there. It's just subtle. Okay. And then what else do we? Their content width is a little smaller than mine. We can update that very easily. Layout, website dimensions, content width. Let's actually just see exactly what they're using here. 1200 pixels. Let's do the same thing. 1200. Save. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What's this text down here? I can make that a link, right? Then open. Yeah, cool. Whoops. Should probably make that a target of blank. Underscore blank. There we go. Okay. What's our heading? Get started in under 60 seconds. Sure. Sure. Oh, what else? What else do we got? See it in action. I don't think I need this section because this, okay, so this, the AI bot was thinking of just a picture here, I think, as a mockup, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put an actual video there. So I'm going to skip this section. Need help or want to contribute? Yeah, I'll take this section. Oh, let's add this. Let's do this fun little thing. That's going to go on card NPM. We're going to say, yeah, we do need to do ampersand, right? And then after content, position absolute. Position relative. For now, let's do width 200 pixels, height 50 pixels, background red. Okay, so if we do top 0 and we do right 0, and then we do transform. What's the new way to do transform again? Transform, translate. I thought you could just do like, I think you can just do translate, but then you have to do both values. I might just do old school way. Transform, translate y minus 50%. Oh, I believe I have. Oh, how do I overcome this? Do I need overflow hidden on these cards for any reason? Hopefully not. Need a comma? Yeah. Nope, that's the one I want to stay 50. I want this one to maybe be 20. Yeah. Also 50 pixels is too high. Let's do 25. And 200 pixels is too much. Is just 100 pixels? Or maybe we don't need to. Let's see, the content is recommended. So maybe we don't need to do a width, because the width will just be hopefully however much width we need. We'll do padding of 0.5 rem. Hmm. You know what? I don't. Huh. I wonder why it looks like that. Is that just how? Is that just how this works? Pseudo-elements. What if? Huh. How did they do it? They did a span? They just did a span and position absoluted it. I think there's something about pseudo-elements where the padding doesn't look exactly the way I want. Because it seems to only be adding... Oh, is it because I have a height? Stupid. I'm so stupid. Okay. All right. Border 50%. Nope. Border radius 50 pixels. Okay. Now we are getting somewhere, you guys. All right. Get this height out of here. All right. Padding, let's go 0.25. That's not bad, right? Yeah. But let's see what happens. Should be fine, because it's, yeah. Yeah. All right. We nailed it, you guys. We nailed it. Do I want it to be more? No, actually, theirs is even closer to the edge. Oh, it looks like it's actually really similar. I was going to maybe move it over this way a little bit more, but I think it's okay. Let's make our text smaller, though. I'm going to add the class of H3 to these just to make them... Is that not a thing anymore? I know they removed a bunch of utility classes. Oh, no, it's a thing. It's just being overridden. Oh, wait. No, why would that be? What's overriding it? Somewhere there's a font size. Oh, is it the card? It's the card, I'll bet. Card. No, the card shouldn't be messing with that, should it? Oh, font size. Where's this coming from? Yeah, card heading size. Okay. So it defaults to H3, actually. If there is no card heading size. Okay, so what I would want to do is I would want to say card heading size H3. Huh. Is that really what my H3s look like? Because I was expecting it to be smaller. Okay, that is what my H3s look like. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Maybe I'll fudge with that later. I don't know. But as you can see in the mockup, it's just much smaller. But I don't. Is H4 too small? Or is that actually pretty close to theirs? It's actually pretty close to theirs, isn't it? I think they have a little bit more gap in here than I do. Probably because their H2 has a margin. Or their H3. Yeah, they have a 24 pixel margin on their H3. Same with their code blocks. That's how they're getting gap in there. It's just margins. Whereas I'm actually using gap. But for some reason, there seems to be more. Oh, is it because I copied? Yeah, I copied the HTML and everything. So there's a margin bottom on the code wrapper. Okay, let's not do that. If we want more of a gap, we'll use actual gap. And I believe we would override a variable called card gap if we wanted to. Display flex, blah, 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 gap, card gap. Yep. Which is, what's the default? Card gap. Oh, I don't know. The default is whatever that is. Yeah, I don't know. I do think I want a little bit more gap in here, if I'm being honest. I think content gap is the default. Grid gap a thing? Grid, where are we at? Gap, grid gap is a thing, but it doesn't seem to be any more gap. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to say ×2. And then we're going to wonder why that didn't work. Am I in the right? Oh, I'm in the wrong. It helps to be messing with the right cards. Dummy. Card gap. Okay, so what was I trying? I was trying content gap. Yeah, that's better. Let's do that. And then card heading size. Bar H3. And I was going to change that to H4 because it's actually pretty close to our mockup. I still think it's a little small, so I might bump that up a little bit, but and then I think there's some text down here. Oh yeah, there's that. I'm ignoring that. There's the one last section down here. Hold Control, add a section. Call this get involved. We have a heading. Our container is a grid. Inside the grid is 2 divs with heading, text, and a link. I want them to have the same class, so we'll say card NPM. Duplicate this, but we'll call this one. What are we even doing? Oh, get support, contribute. Get card support. No, card contribute. Card support. Heading text CTA, heading text CTA, that's fine. Yeah. So I think I'm going to modify these a little bit. I'm going to say get involved card support, get involved card contribute. Yeah. Auto grid. 2 columns. I'll let these stay at a 0.7 aggressiveness, I think. Okay. I know that's kind of a weird way of doing things, but I want it to be an H2, but I just don't want it to be that big, so I'm going to style it like an H3. It gives you some consistency. So if you have actual H3s somewhere else on the page, you know, they'll all be the same size and everything will look nice. Okay. Yeah, just takes you to that, and then this takes you to the Issues tab. Cool. I'm going to make both of these outline buttons. BTN neutral, BTN outline. Okay. Do I want to make these cards? I don't want to make these cards because I don't want a lot of that stuff that comes with cards. So I'm just going to do, let's click on the gap icon. No, not on the heading, on the card. Gap. Oh, it's not flex or, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, it gave them all the same class. Get involved card. Dash heading. Okay. Get this off of that and put it on this. Definitely doesn't look the same. We do want to put a little hover on here, I guess, with a very subtle transform. In fact, let's just grab all this. Hover, paste. Okay. We also need to throw a background on this section. Okay. Might just do a little copying here as well. And what if you know what? Maybe let's just take those off and just, no, I guess that does a lot. That removes a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Var border color, I don't have a var for that. What var should I use? Base for now. Hmm. Is there a button class? No. btn -- base. Okay. I need to stop being an idiot. Just like the card, there are variables for the buttons that I can override. So btn, border width, border color, all that stuff. So that's what I should be doing. Here, instead of saying border equals 2 pixels, I'm going to say -- btn border width 2 pixels. And then btn border color. I think I was trying base. Base dark. Seems closer. Nope, they had a light color. And then it turns dark on hover. That's right. And so then hover, the border color, turns to base dark. Okay, and in their example, we have a background on the section. Okay, I have too many tabs open. Which is the same background color we used here, which we haven't added yet, but it's the one we used on this card. Which is just base. Okay. Oh, but it's can't. Okay, we removed a section, so we can't use the same background color. So we're going to leave this background as white, actually. Since we're making this one the base, and then this will stay white. Yeah. And this button, what color are we trying? Border color, we're trying base. Actually looks pretty close. They had more padding in there and a little bit less border radius, I think. But I'm going to keep it this way because it matches my existing buttons. All right, I need to figure out this color. I'm going to do that later because that's going to require researching. Because I think there's a way to add like a transparency. I think Etch has like a fancy way of adding transparency to colors right here in the CSS. So I'm going to look that up because I think that's all I need to do is just lighten that up a little bit. What's our header look like? Pretty standard header. Oh, how long is this video? It's an hour and a half. What time is it? I got time. I got time. How do I want to do this though? Kevin did a fancy new header. And I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the one that's on their docs. So if you go to docs.etch, it's in here somewhere. I always struggle to find it. It's a component. Nav. Okay. Yeah. So we copy this. Oh, my tabs. I'm going to go to our template, our header, and inside of our header, which has a class of navbar for some reason, we're going to Control V and paste that component. Actually, no, I think we're going to turn this into a component. We're going to add a slot. We're going to hit save. We're going to exit. And then we're going to add our component inside the slot. And then we're going to find our docs. We're going to grab our hamburger. And we're going to paste that and put it right next to it. Didn't they? I thought they at one point gave us like a whole. I wish they had this whole thing in just one that included the header and everything, but that's fine. So now, of course, we have this. We edit this. I think this is where we want to put our logo, which I thought it came with a logo. See, they're changing stuff on me. It used to, I swear their nav used to include just like an Etch logo inside of it. Am I crazy? I don't see it in here. I don't see a spot for a logo in here. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Let's see here. So we got the nav, we got inside the header. The header is not display flex or anything like that. The nav is display flex. So, like, what if I drop the SVG inside the nav? Okay. There we go. Now I think we just want to do, since I put that in the nav, it's already display flex. I think I just say justify content space between, right? No? There's an SVG, and then there's a UL. Oh, wait. Oh. With 100% for some reason. I don't remember this being this difficult. I swear this used to just come with the logo and everything was already good to go. Pretty sure they changed stuff on me. First of all, I need to drop a container in here. slot should be in the container. Okay, and then we'll edit the component. Find that width 100%, because I'm pretty sure that was coming from etch nav, where etch nav list. Here it is. Okay, that's not. Oh, and then I need to do on the nav. Is there justify content already? Ay, ay, ay. There's so much CSS on this thing. There it is. Okay. Feel like that was a little more work than it should have been. What is this? Let me guess. It's an icon? Yep. Yep. Funny. Funny, funny, funny. Copy paste for the win. Lazy. All right. Loop. It's already a loop, so I just need to actually create the loop. Let's call it nav. And then what do I even have in my menu? Just docs, GitHub, download, install. Sure. Just make sure that's working. It's not working. Label URL. Loop item.url, item.label, props.net. Oh. There we go. Turns out when you rename something, you have to rename it everywhere, dum-dum. There's a menu. There's a header. Look at that. It even hovers to our primary color. We can make it a little thicker though. That would be in here. Let's see. It's probably a variable. Oh, there's a color. Is there a font weight in here? Font weight. But where's it coming from? That's coming from Automatic CSS. But it doesn't look like our nav component has a font weight in there. So, but it does have hover. No, I don't want hover. Yeah, I think I want this. So there's a text decoration, color, and padding. Right here. And I'm going to say font weight bold. Yeah. Nailed it. And for color, nav link color. Nav link color is nav foreground color, which is black, which I'm going to change to base light. Nope. That's too light. Base dark is basically black. Semi-dark? Semi-dark doesn't seem to be any different from dark. Oh well, I think that looks good. All right, there's little things here and there that I'm going to tweak. I'm going to figure out what font I want to use. I need to create a video so I can dump that in here. Honestly, I'm not trying to put a ton of work into this. It's just a free thing I made that I just want to be able to share with people. They need a website they can go to figure out what it does, how to use it, how they can contribute if they want. And that's it. So I'm not going to stress over this. I'm not going to hire a designer. I just used AI. If you're curious, I used Google AI Studio. I actually used my OpenClaw bot that I've been using to build this thing with the actual NPM app package, and then I told it to give me a prompt to build a website, and then I took that prompt over here. So OpenClaw generated this prompt, and I'll scroll through here so you guys can see it if you want to pause the video and read this. But this is, boy, can't. Okay, this is a dumb scroll bar. Whoever designed this, hey Google, you're dumb. This, what is this? I don't know what that is. I thought this was the scroll bar, so I was clicking on that, trying to drag it, but no, it's this. Anyways, scroll so you guys can read this if you want to. That's the prompt. And then that was it. I didn't do any further tweaks, and this is what I came up with. I told it to, somewhere in here I said to use regular CSS, so it wouldn't use Tailwind, because normally it uses Tailwind. I think I said something like that in here, didn't I? Maybe I threw it in the end. Huh. Maybe not. I thought I put somewhere in here to use regular HTML. Crazy. All right, whatever. Usually AI bots kind of go nuts, and they use they'll like build a React app and use Tailwind and all that stuff. But this just built a regular old HTML CSS website, which was nice because I was able to just copy and paste some things when I didn't want to build it from scratch. So, but yeah, that's what I use, and I am using their premium. Like I have a paid API. I called it I don't know because I didn't know what I was doing when I set that up. But yeah, I think it did a decent job. It's a website that I can put on the internet and it's not going to piss people off because it's so ugly or hard to use, right? It's not blowing anybody's minds design-wise, but it's clean. It's got nice spacing, you know. So kudos to the bot for that. But yeah. Oh, what's this heading supposed to be? Let's fix that real quick. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Just want to make that bold. I think that looks a little better. All right, that's it. that's it for this video. I mean, we got everything, you know, like I said, there's still some little tweaks I need to do, but we built a whole website, a whole landing page, in one video. Oh, this just needs to get, I think we can just do, yeah. Yep. One last thing. One last thing. Templates, burger, align items, justify. What if we do, yeah, align self, flex, end. There we go. I might style this mobile menu differently too at some point. That's not pretty. Could see how theirs looks, of course. What does theirs look like? He didn't give me one. All right, AI bot, you failed. You did not even give me a mobile menu. So that's a fail. All right, cool. That's it. That's it for this video, guys. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And if you're interested in Etch or Automatic CSS, you can find a link to both of those things in the description of this video. And those are affiliate links that help me out. So if you are thinking about it, please, please remember me when it comes time to purchase. Otherwise, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.